Hey everyone, Doug over here at Truth Dyno. I want to do a quick video on experience I just went through using the Sniper 2 PDM with an original Sniper system, or some of the ones that they haven't switched over to the new Sniper 2 platform yet, such as the 4500 or the Sniper Stealth. I was inspired to use this Sniper 2 PDM by an article that I had read on EFI System Pro by Chris Meyer, talking about the great benefits of this PDM and or power distribution module, since it's a good way to clean up the wiring when you're doing a EFI install with Sniper, and it has some nice features built in to help clean up the power and the grounds and make the wiring much simpler. So I set out to use this with the Sniper install, and based on my experience with installing these, it looked pretty straightforward to just set it up and wire it up. So, however, there's some key differences in the Sniper 2 on the wiring harness, and specifically around how they wire the fuel pump. So what I did was I wired the whole thing up, and then looking at the wiring diagram, they wanted the main power from the Sniper unit to come in on terminal 5 PDM. So that's the way that I originally wired it up, with the main single power lead that comes off of the Sniper. So I wired it up that way. Once I got the wiring all done, reached in, hit the key, things fired right up. And I thought that at that point I was good. However, quickly noticed, in doing a little bit more work with it, that so the card run for like 5 seconds and then it would just shut off. So this was happening consistently. And then when this would happen, the fault light would come on the PDM for the powertrain. So that circuit that has the main power to the Sniper. And looking at the diagnostic, it came back and it said that there's a short on the output wire for the powertrain. I had just recently rewired the whole car. I was pretty confident that there weren't any shorts in the wiring or anything like that. So after thinking it through a little bit, I thought, well, maybe that diagnostic message isn't quite accurate. So one of the conclusions, I guess, or one of the theories that I came to is that maybe that circuit is simply overloaded. So to test that theory, what I did was, in the original Sniper wiring harness, there's a fuse in there, and then there's also a relay. And so that relay protects the circuit from the fuel pump load, and it runs the power through that relay, and then out of it's a blue wire that comes out, and that's what you connect to your fuel pump. So I cut that red wire, that main power input wire, to that relay, and spliced in another wire and ran that directly to a different power source. And once I offloaded that fuel pump load, sure enough, the car started, fired right up, ran fine, and I was no longer flipping that fault light on and having any issues with that powertrain circuit any longer. So then, based on that, what I ended up doing was taking that wire that feeds that relay and feeding it back to terminal 1 on the PDM. So on that Sniper PDM, there's a power and a ground that are meant for the fuel pump. So then I use terminal 1 to provide the power to the fuel pump, basically clean up the wiring as it was intended. The only other thing that I had to do was there's a trigger wire that you have to hook up and to activate the ground trigger. Otherwise, you'll never get full voltage on that fuel pump circuit. So, long story short, is on those original Sniper wiring harnesses, just take the red wire that goes into the relay on the harness, um, and instead of feeding that off the harness, run that to terminal one, and then just run a jumper wire over to um, the ground so that you activate that fuel pump circuit. Uh, it'll still come on and off as it should because the relay trigger wire is still run by the original Sniper wiring. And based on my understanding, once again from Chris Meyer at EFI System Pro in his article, that entire ground bus is on a shared bus, so those ground terminals aren't individual or anything special. You can basically, you know, hook up to any ground on that uh, PDM, and they all operate the same. So simple little change, still allows you to use that PDM and nicely clean up the wiring on on these original Sniper systems and have a really nice install. So I hope this little tip helps those out that are wanting to clean up their wiring, or try to use that Sniper 2 PDM um, with any of your original Sniper installs. So good luck with your installations, and just go ahead and feel free to reach out or drop me a line in the comments if you think that you found a better way to do this, um, or if you think there's a, basically a better, different way to do it.